Hey, good afternoon, Wabashek, Kanudagashan, Disnakas. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for checking up on what's happening at MTN Live. This time, I would like to introduce our guest, of course. How you doing? Tell me a little bit about your family and yourself. Who's your family?
My my dad's dad was Jerome Nepenak from Pine Creek, and my dad was Valentine Nepenak, and I'm Reg Nepenak, and um, we come from originally we came from Skownan, and about 1910, 1911, I believe, is when Shum's family arrived in Pine Creek.
Right on. Well, Reg, I hear that you have an exciting role with our government, of course, engagement keeper, and tell me a little bit about that role.
I well, actually, I really do enjoy being an engagement keeper. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, and uh, to talk to the community, uh, and but also helping to write laws that are Anishinaabe and uh, from our how we raised our children. And so we've written a law that reflects that. Uh, and we've talked to a lot of people in different communities, and not just from Pine Creek, where I come from. And but most of my work was done in Pine Creek, and I got to a point where I started realizing the the effect of the law on the communities. I could see the effect uh, in a traditional way, and uh, I get very happy when I talk about how we are going to change CFN uh, or Child and Family Services. So and it's going to look quite a bit different than the provincial model that we have today, in the way that uh, we are going to work with the families. And in Pine Creek, I'm suggesting to the community board that we have there that we work for families. We don't actually are not going to pay so much attention or make it sound like there's something wrong with our children, because there's nothing wrong with the children. Uh, families have the issues, the adults have the issues, and we're going to work with them to help them have a better life, and it's not going to be easy. Everybody is used to the provincial system. A lot of people are angry at the provincial system for how they're being treated, and we hope to show them that we are going to treat them differently. We're going to treat them like the people that they are, with respect, with honesty, and all the 7 teachings that we have as Anishinaabe people, so we've written a law that there was 3 of us from Pine Creek that had a hand in writing the law, and I'm quite happy with it. We wrote it in English, and we're translating it to Anishinaabe, and then we're translating it back to English. And some people have seen the draft that I wrote earlier in the season, and it's quite different than than even the English version that we translated from. It sounds more like, to me, it sounds more like an Indian wrote it, or an Anishinaabe one person wrote it, and it doesn't have the sound of the provincial law, or the province's law, I was going to say. And so when I start talking about it to community, I start getting excited, because I have done this work for about 23 years. And early in my career, I worked for an agency that switched things around, that changed to recognize the Anishinaabe of the children, the Anishinaabe one of the children, and we took them to sweats, we took them to ceremony, and in the early days they kind of resisted, and even if somebody had come under the influence, we still took them to ceremony and told them, you don't have to come in, but just come and be around the sweat, come and be around the ceremony, come and be around the pipe, and in time, they would come home sober, because they knew in the morning that they were going to go to a ceremony of some sort, and I'm happy to say that because of this, I've kept in contact with a lot of those young people, and some of them have children, some actually have grandchildren already, but that's how we are as Anishinaabe people. We don't just throw our children away, and that's what I've taught with the help of the bosses in the early days. That's what I'm teaching the children today, and it makes me happy to know that our law is going to affect families in a big way, in a positive way, and it's a good feeling, it's a good feeling to know that our community is going to heal from this. We're not expecting the healing to happen overnight. It may take years, because there's a lot of hurt and anger. But yeah, that's what makes me happy.
Excellent, Rich. Well, you talked a lot about the Children Family Nation, which falls under the executive bundle and the circles. And I'm really glad that you tapped into that area. And of course, as law scribers and engagers, I think you're doing a wonderful job. And so is Lois with the circle of Children Family Nation. So it's exciting. So that leads us up to what's happening with the Grand Council. So the law is going to the Grand Council, and what do we hope to achieve during that Grand Council?
That they will ratify it, to get ready to take it to community and to all the local nations that want to look at it. I remember being in a training session with AFN about a year and a half ago, and Cindy Blackstock said at that time that she had read almost all of the laws that were put forward by First Nations, and none of them looked to her like they were Aboriginal based. And I'd like to see that she reads our law and critiques it in the same way, and lets us know that, to let us know that she approves of it. Not that I'm looking for approval, but
yeah, absolutely,
she is a national figure.
Yeah. Excellent, Reg. We're getting ready for the 23rd, 24th of August, of course, in Ebb and Flow Anishinaabe Nation, and we hope to present the CFN law as well as framework. And of course, we have exciting times. Our peacemaking Anishinaabe Winan is ready to go as well. So that's exciting for us. And the last, I want to really pick your brain, of course, is where are we going as a nation, the Anishinaabe in a new nation of the territory? Where do you think we're going, and what are we looking forward to, the steps ahead?
Well, I really think we are growing. As you know, you're growing us, and we're having more people. And as we have more people, we're going to learn how to grow into this. But we're also we need to remember that we had our own laws before settlers came here, before 1492, and even as early as late as in the 1700s. Sometime in the 1700s, the Great Law of Peace was written with the Five Nations of Mohawk Confederacy. And I read that a lot, and we need to get back to something like that. And I see us doing that. I recognize we are a government. We're not a tribal council. We're outside of Indian affairs, and I think Canada's having a problem with that, knowing that they're not going to control us. But we need to keep moving forward and working through the issues that Canada gives us. And I think a lot of the issues, a lot of what we're seeing is based from Canada's fears of what we're doing and what we plan to accomplish. And that worries them, because that's going to take us out of their sphere of influence. And I strongly believe that. So, but we need to work together. And I do see where some factions are not working together, and we need to firm those up and just bring them together, and say, this is what we want. If this is what you want at the end of the day, then let's work together to get there.
Excellent. Well, there you have it. Reg Nepinak just tells us we just got to do it. So, Reg, it looks like we're just doing it. We have a wonderful team. Our Ogamas, our Gichita McLean has been doing a wonderful job.
Yes.
And our Ogamas have been doing unbelievable work. Niganin, Ogama Derek Nepinak, of course, from Monego Sebing, is our Niganin of Children Family Nation. So wonderful work ahead, and lots of work ahead. But there you have it, everyone. Reg Nepinak, and thank you very much, our engagement keeper of one of the regional offices. We just launched our regional offices yesterday, relaunched. And he mentioned it here. We're reclaiming a lot of the work that has been done prior to our existence, but the Anishinaabe in the new nation is doing a wonderful job in the territory, of course, and of our Dakota and Nakota brothers and sisters are working with us as well, and we hope to talk to them in the next little while to make sure that we can get the Iron Horse Treaty up and going again in the territory towards the Brandon area. So we hope to be meeting with them, and we believe that everyone is one in the territory, and that's one of the things that we've worked hard for in the Treasury administration. Earlier we had on Reg. Ryan talked about that and how we have to advance. But with that, Kichi Miigwech and Anaskamin and Ekosani, everyone. Reg Nepanak, Boca Rakovic host. MTN Live,